All right, folks. I think we can start the meeting. We'll wait. We'll let the other folks join in as the meeting goes by. So, a very warm welcome to everyone joining in the LitmusChaos contributors call. We have a packed agenda today, and thank you so much, everyone, for uh, joining in and just participating in the contributors call. So I'll start with what we have in agenda for today. We have got Nam Q who will share his updates on distributed tracing. We also have Suyon Zhang who will share his updates on Litmus API docs. We have Sui and Im who will be sharing the updates on Litmus Chaos and OpenTelemetry tutorial. Then we have Jemin CEO sharing updates on reducing install chaos false duration. We are also actively working on our docs, analyzing our docs, and we are working with the CNCF team to just ensure that our docs are in the right place for our graduation efforts. So Saranya, Nilanjan, and Sarthak have had multiple calls with the CNCF folks who are working on the doc side. So they'll be sharing their updates on that. And then they'll also ask for what's required on the docs analysis side. And then we also have Bjorn and Tala from Infor. If actively worked with Litmus, and they are also using Litmus actively from a community standpoint. So they have some propositions on contribution side, and we'll also hear from them, and then we'll have an open floor for Q&A. So without any further ado, I'll allow Namkyu to quickly start with his updates.
Sure, let me share my screen. Yes, can you see well?
Yes, Namkyu.
Okay, thank you. Hi everyone, I'm Namkyu, a maintainer of LitmusChaos, and I just want to share some updates on open telemetry for distributed tracing in Litmus Go repository and this PR. Yeah, so in my previous pull request, context propagation is not working well because all functions in the Litmus Go repository do not have a context package as a parameter. So I added this package as a parameter so that our spans can share trace ID now. And I fixed some bugs so we can trace Litmus Go repository alone. So it means that we can review and merge this PR independently. Yeah, so as you can see in my previous work, all of these pens cannot share context because because they cannot share trace ID in the context package. So I fixed this PR so tracing we now can our parents can know who is the parent's parent and who is the child's parent because we all have a trace ID. Yeah, so I added a issue that our bank logs of distributed tracing. So after merging this PR, we need to enhance the coverage of tracing, and we need to add some more things. Uh, I want to know that these these issues will be taken by our mentees. So please take a look at this PR. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Namkyu. Really appreciate the work that you have done behind distributed tracing. So, and I feel that hopefully by the next contributor call, we'll have this merged. Uh, I think Shubham is going to review the same. Shubham and Karthik and Udit. So hopefully we'll try to have Shubham and Udit join the call at least. And then we'll also take some updates from Smith if he has some inputs. I think he has shared some comments as well. So post that we can hopefully get this merged. So thank you so much, Namkyu, again for the PR. So with
Yes.
this, we'll move to the next update from Suyon Zhang on the API docs. So Suyon, would you like to talk about your updates?
Okay, let me share my screen. Um, I'm sorry, something's wrong with my PC. So can you wait a second, please?
Sure, sure, Suyon. Maybe, Suyon, you can fix your system and we can have your updates after Suyen shares uh, the update on the hotel and Litmus tutorial, and then we can have you come back until you can fix your screen. So, Suyen, would you like to go ahead sharing the updates on the Litmus Chaos and Open Telemetry tutorial?
Yes, Soo-hyun Im. Can you share?
My co-contributor Jaehyun Park will be talk about this PR.
Sure, sure. Jaehyun Park, can you share something?
Okay. I have a problem with share my screen. So let me wait some minute. Sorry.
Sure, sure, sure. And Jamin Seo is not here now, so I'm briefly share his update now. And yes, he is working on this PR. I left a message in the message tab, and he's doing a reducing install chaos for situations, and he already he already upload the pull request and reviewed by Amit and Vedant. And after reviewing this PR, he fixed it again. So please take a look at his PR. Yes. So Suyeon Jung or Suyeonim or Jaehyun Park, anyone can share your works. I think they have some problems, so maybe you can proceed other task.
Sure. So maybe we can proceed with Beyond. Beyond and Tala, they have some updates on the contributor side, and then maybe Nilanjan can talk about the docs side of things. But Beyond, you can go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So, hello everyone. I'm not yet a Litmus contributor, just been using Litmus, but I've been on the side. I've been working on a tool for doing chaos in Java. So we have a lot of Java systems. So what I've done is a tool that can do sort of similar to a CPU hog and memory hog, but inside the Java virtual machine. What I'm thinking of now is to integrate that as a fault in Litmus. But I think it's quite a large amount of work to get that from my prototype, or what you could call it, to be something that's actually generally usable. So first of all, I would like to know if this sounds like an idea that someone else would be interested in, if it's worth the effort from me trying to contribute with this. And then I would like to somehow get sort of the buy-in from maintainers that can help me finish it as well, because I don't think I would be able to do everything on my own. I'm also wondering how, if I do this, how I should go about it, because I don't think doing all of this as one giant pull request is a good idea. It would have to be done in some sort of incremental way. So those are my 3 questions, I guess.
So beyond the first thing is if it's a large pull request, as you said, we'll recommend it to be, coming in an incremental way,
Yep.
not like a full pull request, so that, we can go step by step. The second thing is we have a couple, I think we already have 4 maintainers on the call. It's Saranya, Nilanjan, Vedant, and Namkyu. So, I mean, and then there are other maintainers who are obviously part of the Slack, but maybe you can just share what kind of help are you requiring from the maintainer side? What kind of assistance do you require, and what exactly is your proposal? So if I have to give you an example for what Namkyu did, so Namkyu, maybe Namkyu can share some thoughts here as well, but Namkyu, you presented a proposal on what exactly he's looking to contribute, what is the contribution. I mean, first he took up the issue that was raised, or raised the issues that were supposed to come as contributions from his end and his team's end. And then, he started off creating a timeline for that, and how he can contribute or bring his team to contribute to the same. And as of now, the maintainers have obviously assisted in commenting and assisting in, getting the PR merged, or putting some review on what exactly the code change is like. But again, as I said, we are open to understanding what exactly do you need as a help from the maintainership, and what your proposal looks like, the timelines, and all these things.
Yeah, maybe I should do some sort of a presentation on, before I start working on it, what it is that I would like to do. I mean, in short, what I would need help with is sort of how getting this making this fit in somewhere, because now this would of course be code in Java, and with some sort of a build process for that Java component, and getting things in the right image, and combining that with the Go code, and sort of all of the plumbing, and making sure that I do things the correct way. Besides that, it's also that this my tool now, I've tested it only in my own environment, so it only works under certain conditions. So it might need to be a bit more, fit other use cases than just mine.
Yeah. So, hey, hi. So I think the contribution that you're trying to do is with respect to the new chaos fault that you're trying to add.
Yep.
So I think one thing that maybe Namkyu can share, there was a proposal, because he also added one chaos fault, which was K6 load gen. So maybe we can share that example with you. There is a proposal which was also created, and he had presented that here. So that would be the starting point. Now coming to the other question, right, where this code will would be staying or residing. I think, see, there are 2 repositories which we have today. There is one which is Litmus Go, and then there is one which is Chaos Charts. Now Chaos Charts, I think, will come later when we actually start distributing that chaos fault as part of Chaos Center, or our Chaos Hub. Now first thing is we need to get the code, right, and that code is going to stay in the Litmus Go repository. So just as a reference, I'm just sharing few links that you can also check. So
Yeah.
okay, I think Namkyu has shared few proposals in the chat. Similarly, the repository where your code would be staying, so that is this Litmus Go, which I have shared just now. That's where all our chaos faults are residing, which are written in Go. Now, since your fault would be coming, which is for JVM, and that might need a different build strategy for Java and all, and I think the Docker build and all. So your code we can have it residing here, but yeah, with respect to build pipeline and all, I think would need some changes. So that I think maybe once you present the proposal, right? Because otherwise if you don't propose, right, there could be some changes that we might want to have, and then you would be going back and forth.
Yeah.
Better
Yeah,
to
that's
have.
what I'm thinking, like how I do this incrementally, if I should do it on a separate branch, or if I just do this, the one PR at a time, and then add it to the repository, just that it's not sort of visible or usable until later.
So I
you
think,
get what I mean.
Yeah, so I think since code is going to stay in a Litmus Go, so what you can follow is the branching strategy. You can have your code in a branch created in this repository Litmus Go, and when you present this your proposal, right? Maybe at the same time we can also check your code, or like you can describe how your code is working, right?
Yep.
Right, so that way I think we all can review, and once things look good looks good on the proposal side, and we have reviewed your code, maybe then we can start reviewing the actual PR.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe this would be the plan next time, or I'm not sure when I will have time to work on this, but sometime in the future I can do a short presentation of what it is. I do with some text, a PowerPoint presentation or something. I can also do a short show a bit of the code, and maybe do a bit of a demo of what I have right now, and then we can talk about the next step. Does that sound like a good idea?
Yes, that sounds like a good idea. I think meanwhile, like if you get time, just like Namku has shared one proposal PR, right? If you can write one proposal, right, then it would be better, because anyways you would be presenting, but before that, like we come to this call again, maybe once your proposal is there, other maintainers can also review offline, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I think that sounds good. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Vedant, and thank you so much, Bjorn. We'll wait for your.
But just one question. My first question: is there anyone? Do you think that there is a general interest of having this kind of a Java JVM chaos thing?
I think there's an absolute interest, Bjorn. I think even we've seen that JVM chaos is popularly used. Chaos experiment in the community. A lot of folks from the Chaos Toolkit or Chaos Mesh community have also been in favor for the same. So I'm absolutely sure that there's interest for the experiment. Maybe if there are any thoughts from Vedant or anybody else, they can share it. But in my opinion, there's absolute interest for JVM chaos. I hear Nilanjan suggesting that he can help with some of the JVM faults. So Nilanjan, if you have some thoughts on the same, you can share it with us.
Sure, Prithvi. Thank you for letting me. So yeah, definitely beyond, like I have a POC kind of a thing in my mind that we can use for the JVM faults. So it mainly involves using the Byteman. You probably know about the Byteman. It's a popular tool, by the JBoss community. So it is nothing but so it's nothing but an agent which kind of attaches to your JVM, your Java application, and then you can inject the different faults into it.
Yep. I've actually done. I've seen Byteman, but it was a bit too complicated for what I wanted to do. So mine it's also an agent, but a much simpler one.
No worries. We can sync up in a different call. I can like help you get started with it. Okay. All right. Back to you, Prithvi.
All right. Thank you so much, Nilanjan. We have got 9 minutes, actually 8 minutes on the clock. So I would allow Soyeon to share her updates. Soyeon, you can share your screen.
Well, thank you for waiting. Let me share my screen. Okay, hello, I'm Xian Zhang. I will talk about new version of GraphQL documentation, PR number 4791. Actually, I already mentioned about this PR during contributor call about 2 months ago. As for what we discussed previously, I changed this GraphQL docs generation tools to SpectaQL. Because when we use DocsQL, which we used before, then we need to make all APIs informations on config.yml file like this. And the second reason is DocsQL doesn't update anymore. The last commit was 2 years ago. That was biggest reason why I changed the tools to SpectaQL. And the last reason is SpectaQL is similar with the a before version of documentation. It looks like this. This is the official version, official documentation. It looks like this, but this new version of GraphQL documentation demo looks like this. It's similar with old version, so I choose the SpectaQL. All right, this is the summary of our previous discussion, and I'll share the details of my current work now. After our last discussion with Nilanjan and Namgyu Park, we had several conversations, and then we decided to add details about failure cases to new version of GraphQL documentations. I added a common error response page in documentation version 390 and 310 and 311 as well. Here is the GraphQL documentation demo. Actually, I deployed on my repository here. So it rose to 311 version of GraphQL documentation. So this is the common error response pages, and this is the outline of GraphQL, common error response structural. And this is the field, each field of description and the types here. The errors type is array and message type is string like this. And you can check the version of 390, 310, 311 version here. Okay, this is end of my story. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Suyon. I am just taking a look at the PR as well. So we have Saranya, Namkyu, and Nilanjan reviewing this. So I think Nilanjan has already shared a lot of comments on the same. So Nilanjan, do you have any other thoughts?
No, not right now, Prithvi. I think we have discussed all the concerns in the PR itself. After the approval of maybe Saranya and Namkyu and maybe Karthik as well, once we can actually merge the PR. So Saranya, please take a look at it. Namkyu as well.
Sure.
Yeah, Namki and Saranya, maybe you folks can take a look and help get this merged as soon as possible. We've got 4 minutes on the clock, so I'll ask Jayon Park to go ahead and share his updates.
New my screen.
Yes, we can.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Jayon Park, and I'm going to introduce a pull request that introduced a new monitoring tutorial by using Litmus and OpenTelemetry. This PR provides a step-by-step guide on injecting chaos to a target application using LitmusChaos, and then collecting logs, metrics, and tracing by OpenTelemetry. With this tutorial, OpenCollector also collects chaos metrics. The goal of this PR is offer user a deeper level of observability into both chaos experiments and target application. The first step of this tutorial, install LitmusChaos, OpenTelemetry, and Prometheus, Jaeger, Grafana, and target applications, and then setting up environment and proofs. Then final step is performing 2 chaos experiments and observing the result on the Grafana dashboards. We'll take a closer look at 2 chaos experiments and following results. The following diagram shows a hotel demos microservice diagram. Out of many available services, the tutorial guides you through 2 specific experiments. First, path network latency experiment on card service, and path delete experiment on recommendation service. Users of tutorial can refer README file in the card service to conduct the path network latency experiment. The procedure is as follows. First, configure the probe with Prometheus probe type. The probe checks the Prometheus metrics for the latency of card service request. Next, make experiment by YAML file provided in the tutorial. Once the experiment is initiated, user can verify both experiment completion and the probe success. This experiment is intentionally designed to fail. Additionally, user can monitor the experiment's progress using the chaos experiment chaos exporter dashboard. The path delete experiment on the recommendation service is conducted in a similar way to the previous experiment. This experiment is designed to succeed. We can observe change in the error rate of the service through the OpenTelemetry demo dashboard. In conclusion, we would appreciate if you could take a moment to review this PR. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jayan Park. I just took a look at the PR and I'll share my review as well. But this looks exciting to me, honestly. I mean, the overall demo where we are using Prometheus and OpenTelemetry Collector, Grafana, Jaeger. So it like brings in a huge observability story for Litmus. There's Locust as well for load generation. So looks good to me, honestly. And maybe Saranya and Lanjan, who are also reviewers, can share some thoughts. And maybe we can have this as a demo as well for one of our community calls or upcoming I mean talks at any of the conferences. But yeah, Saranya and Nilanjan, any immediate thoughts?
Yes, Jayon, this looks amazing actually. Thank you for sharing this with us. I would actually like to understand a little bit deeper on the architecture of the OpenTelemetry. As I understand that there might be multiple ways of setting up the receiver. So I would like to understand that are we using the OTel SDK, or we are directly using it as a daemon set or stateful set. What are the design decisions that have been made? Probably we need to document those, but even before that, we would like to just review the architecture and make sure that we are following the best practices. So will it be possible to actually schedule a call? Maybe you can invite myself, Shubham and Saranya, and we can just discuss through this architecture a little bit. Namkyu, maybe you can take the lead on this one. We can just,
Sure.
chat a little bit.
Sure, sure. I will scheduling this about this one.
All right.
All right, thank you so much, Yayon and Namkyu and Suyen, who have worked on this PR, and Namkyu. Hopefully, we can have some more discussions on this and build a story around it. So, lastly, I'll just allow Nilanjan and Saranya to share updates on the docs analysis, what we are working and what we are looking from the community. So, Nilanjan, Saranya, you can take it from here.
Sure thing. Thank you. So I'll go first. As most of you already know that Litmus is prepping up for the graduation efforts. We have been an incubating project since a while, and we have seen tremendous growth. And therefore, we feel that it's a very opportune time for us to become a graduate project. So in this effort, the tech docs analysis is a significant step forward. It basically is an assessment of how our technical docs look like, what are the improvements that can be made, and essentially giving us a better direction when it comes to the documentation. So with regard to this, we have had 2 calls with the CNCF folks. So yeah, huge shout out to them for setting up this meetings and guiding us through what are the different ways in which we can improve our documentation. So we have had our share of learnings that we'll like to share in detail, but for now I'm just sharing a PR link, doc link basically. So you all can go through this link that I've shared in the chat and see what are the improvement areas. So based on these improvement areas, we'll be creating different issues into the Litmus docs repository. So of course they'll be all be open for grab. If you feel like, please let me know in the PR itself that you would like to contribute for that issue, and I'll be assigning it to you. So yeah, that's basically the crux of it. Saranya, would you like to add something?
No, Nilanjan, I think you have covered almost all. So yeah.
Right, cool. Does anyone have any questions? All right, then. I'll be keeping you posted regarding how the process is going, and I'll be also be sharing the different issues in the subsequent contributor calls. So yeah, hopefully looking forward to your contributions. Thank you. Prithvi, back to you.
Thank you so much, Nilanjan. I'll open the floor for any questions from anyone. Do we have any questions from anybody? We can spend a minute on that. In case not, we can wrap up and discuss more on the existing PRs and the idea from beyond on JVM chaos and all these kind of things in the upcoming contributors call in a couple of weeks. All right, folks, I think there are no questions for now. Maybe we can move these questions to Slack and continue discussing on the same. And beyond, we'll be waiting for your proposal and the presentation on it. And thank you so much, Namkyu, Suyon, Jayon, Suyen, and everyone, Dong, Yang, Chang, Sun, everyone who's contributing to Litmus. Appreciate your contributions and keep contributing. Thanks, everyone. See you next time. Bye.
Can I?
Sure, Chang Sun.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Chang-Sun Park. I'm currently working on this issue, and just gonna run this simple experiment to reproduce my issue. So the problem is these two fault nodes, once they are initialized, they are not going to go running state. They just go to completed when they are completed. So let me just wait a couple seconds.
So, do you mean they are always in the initiated state and they are like after that they are just getting completed? They are not coming into running state or that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so these two fault nodes.
Yeah, I
So
think we have an issue created for this. Uh,
yeah, so
uh,
I mean, is that this one or I just duplicate issue?
I think this is the one. Not sure. Let me check. I'm not sure who's working on this. I guess it's Balikshan. But yeah, if I find that issue, I'll link it here.
Okay, so
So are you willing to work on this or
come again?
are you working on this issue?
Yes, I'm currently working on this issue. Namgyu Park just assigned this issue to me, so
Yeah, I think yeah, this is a valid issue, so you can work on this one. But I'll
okay,
see if I have the like if there is a duplicate issue, I'll add it there. I'll link it.
okay, okay. So I can work on this issue, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So the problem is this node, which is much shorter than this one, is completed. It's this node goes to running state. So I think this is because subscriber is watching all these Argo workflow updates, but not the events for chaos engines and chaos results, because are depends on these phases depends on the chaos engines and chaos results. So my question is, where is the logics for watching chaos engines and chaos results? I found this code in subscriber. I At first I thought this code watch all chaos engines and chaos results, but actually this does not work. So my question is, what is this for? And
Hey,
yeah,
Jackson. So your question is basically what is the entity which is watching the different chaos engines? Is that correct?
yes.
Okay, so that would be the infrastructure controller, excuse me, the chaos operator. That would be the chaos operator. So operator, as you understand, watches and reconciles custom resource, which happens to be the chaos engine in this case. So if you'll head over to the documentation, you can understand that process better, that how exactly the backend is forwarding the request to the chaos to the subscriber, and then how the workflow controller steps in, and from there how the chaos engine gets created and it is getting reconciled by the chaos operator. So yeah, this is the like rough explanation here. You see, the request first of all comes from the control plane to the subscriber, which is then again creating the chaos workflow manifest. The chaos workflow manifest is then picked up by the workflow controller, and then we are getting the chaos engine custom resource created as part of it alongside the chaos engine custom resource. So the chaos engine custom resource is what the chaos operator is watching for. As soon as it finds it, it starts reconciling it, as part of which chaos runner is created, and eventually the chaos experiment jobs are created. So jobs are then spawning into the actual experiment pods. So yeah, that's roughly how it all works.
Yeah, I know that there's no problem in runners and operators. As far as I know, the subscriber sends all these events for the experiment runs like this. And I think the subscriber is not sending or just watching all Chaos Engine events. So I gathered some logs from a subscriber. They are not update. They are not watching Chaos Engines. So
Hey, hi, Cheng.
So if you see right in this file, there are two functions. One is chaos event handler. So I'll
Yes.
just describe partial flow, how that chaos event watching is happening and how workflow event watching is happening. So here, if you see in this file, if you let me just also open it in my window. So if you yeah, if you go to the like top function in this file to the top, right? So there's this folder function which is chaos event watcher, which is just watching for if any chaos engine gets created in the cluster. Now that's where the engine watching is started. Now if you see line number 61, this is the function which is actually doing operations whenever a chaos engine has a event. So let's say if chaos engine had a like there was a new chaos engine added, then line number 63 will be executed. And if a chaos engine was updated, then line number 66 will be used. Okay, in both cases the function is same, which is chaos event handler, right? Only the event type we are changing. So now we come to this function which is chaos event handler. So this is where we are just reading the chaos engine and checking it event. But here we are not, if you I think you are correct, here in this function we are not actually updating the status of workflow nodes and everything, right? Here we are just embedding the chaos engine and putting it into the workflow node. But if you are looking like where is this like the UI which we get and where that status get changed to completed or running, right? That would be under workflow.go. If you see in the left sidebar, there is a file. Okay, you have already opened, right? So this workflow event handler is the one which is like actually looking for the events for the workflow. Now to explain that flow, what happens is we have a Argo workflow which gets deployed in cluster. So whenever that comes in picture, that's where this 71 function gets called, and that starts watching for the workflows. Now let's say if a new workflow was created, then this line number 73 add function would be called, which indirectly will call the line number 75 workflow event handler, which you were just checking out, right? So workflow event handler is the one which is watching for all the workflow events, and at the same time also checking for the chaos engine events, because it
Yes.
has embed data from engine and chaos result and put it into the workflow nodes data. So I think the change you are looking to do would be in this function. Workflow event handler would be the
Here.
one. Yeah.
Oh. Is this phase like right here?
Hmm.
So is this depends on chaos engines and chaos results?
Yes. So
As far as I know.
yeah, it depends on chaos engine and result, but that phase is not it's not the phase of the chaos fault. It's the phase of the workflow node, right? So that's where we are. Here we are going, and if you see right, line number 154, we are updating the details dot phase to the experiment status.
Mhm.
So right, because we don't directly just take whatever Argo sends, we are updating that status with the status of chaos fault here. So I think the change that you're trying to do, or maybe like like to debug like where that issue is coming. But I think if this is issue something related to node status or something, I think that would be something in here.
So 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 this node is not going to running phase. So I think that's why also this handler should be called when this node is started and finished, right?
Yes, because we are checking for all events, right? So let's say this workflow is started, right? So in that case, this node, when it will go to running state, we will get an update event, right? Because the node status is updated or node got started. So in that case, we will get the update event. So in update event, what function will be called is in workflow.go line number 84 that will catch this event, workflow event.
Yes,
So
this one.
right, so that will call the workflow event handler with the update event type. Then again, this function will come in picture. So I think this running status is not coming in. So we would be getting the update event, but I think this function is not updating the status to running in some way.
Yeah, I know this. The subscriber is not changing anything, right?
Yeah.
So what changed the engines and results is actually runner, right?
Yeah.
So I found some codes right here. So when the runner patch the chaos engine,
Mhm.
this one should be called. Is that right?
Start watch chaos. Yeah. No, when you patch chaos engine, you're saying, right?
Come again?
Like you are saying for patch chaos engine status, right?
Yeah, so runner is
Yeah,
updating.
when you do that, then that would be okay. That would be not calling the workflow event. That would be the chaos engine event. But if you see this patch engine status will get called when what is it doing? It is trying to check the status of the experiment and updating the status. It's only updating the status of chaos engine, right? Looks like.
Right.
Mhm.
So
So that,
it shouldn't be called the workflow event, I think.
yeah, it shouldn't be called the workflow event. That would be the chaos engine event.
Yeah, so but this one does totally different thing, as you can see. There's no for loop for all nodes, it's just only 2 nodes. I think this is the totally different thing what we're talking about.
That would be chaos engine event, but you want to watch for this one, right? Node status, not the this one engine status, because the flow would be whenever you get a workflow event, then you will be checking at that time what is the engine status, because according to that you will update the node of the status of the node. If you see line number 135 here, it is checking, right? If the node type is pod and input is not nil and the artifact is one, that means that step is a chaos fault, right? And that's why in the next line we are checking the chaos data, right?
Yeah.
So node type we are getting, and similarly we are updating here details, right? Node status, phase, and everything. So I think you can check this function, check chaos data. Maybe that's where the issue is. Maybe.
So okay, so sorry. So if the engine is changed, it just calls the workflow event.
That one will not call the workflow event. See, the thing is, this workflow event would be the one whenever the node status changes. So that
Yes.
node status will be changed by Argo, not by the chaos engine.
Yeah.
So what will happen is if you look at this one step configuration, right? We are using one litmus checker pod which runs this chaos fault, and that keeps checking for the status of chaos engine. Whenever that gets completed, the container itself gets completed. So whenever this, let's say this chaos fault step is complete, right? That would be one event, update event for the workflow, because the step is completed. So at that time, we also need to check the status of this one chaos engine. But that is, I think, it would be the failed or pass event. But you are looking for the running status. For running one also, it would be the update event, but for workflow. So yeah, I think I think let's take it offline. I think we will have to check, like, where that event you can catch, or why is that running event maybe getting, overridden by this one pending status somehow. Because
Okay.
yeah, here I think it will take some time. We have to go to the code and check.
I thought this was wrong, but that was. Okay. So this workflow code should update during the node is running.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. I think if you have like more questions or you need more help, maybe you can create a group. I think with me, Namkyu and Saranya and Amit, and I think we can look at it there and can help you there.
Yeah, I just posted a simple question on the Slack, but nobody just answered. That's why I'm here. So
Oh,
thank you for help.
sure. We'll check it. Yeah.
Oh, Slack.
Yes, I'm gonna mention it again.
All right. So, anybody has any other questions? Okay, I guess we can wrap up this call. It's already late. Let me stop the recording.